Hey, so let me talk to you a little bit about what kind of event you might want to do as, let's say, one of your first events. So that was me back in the day. When I had an opportunity to do an event, it was actually a friend of mine in college that approached me and said, hey, Alf, I would love to do an event with your friends and my friends, because he saw I was hanging out with all these Scandinavian good-looking girls. And I said, hey, no problem. Some of you may have heard me tell this story before, but it's an important one, because one of the things that I was fortunate with, and I can help you avoid that mistake, is trying to do it alone your first time. Don't do that. Engage with somebody else, at least one more person that has access to a different type of network that you do, but make sure that they click together. That's really important, because you create momentum and you have a support network, and you build on each other's different strengths. And that's exactly what you need to do, especially when you do your first event. You don't want to do an event where you fall flat on your face. Let me call it this way. I was fortunate that happened to me, because guess what? We found a small bar, kind of a dive of a bar, but we packed it and the energy was fantastic. And everyone's wondering when we were going to do it again. And it wasn't because the DJ was great or the location was perfect. No, it was because of the energy that we created together and the right people we got there. And you'll hear me talk about it over and over and over again. It starts with 50 people, or even just 5. And then you learn to network through them and invite their friends of friends. And that is the ticket. And there's a certain art form to that, which is not hard to do, but it's very crucial that you do that. And you want to build on that momentum and those kind of networks. So I've done that numerous times. I'll give you another example. One time I got the idea, it's like, wouldn't it be great to take a bunch of people, like one bus full of people, to go see a concert together? And I was always into Latin music and stuff like that. And I said, okay, what about seeing the Gypsy Kings live in concert at an outside theater at UC Berkeley, University of Berkeley, called the Greek Theater. And I rented a Mexican bus, which is a theme bus. And I talked to a friend of mine that owned a taqueria, a little restaurant, Mexican restaurant in the Mission District in San Francisco, Homero, mariachis. And I said to him, okay, so how much do you want for if I were to serve everyone a burrito? So he said, okay, I want so many dollars. I said, okay, great. So he gave me a great price, obviously. We closed down the restaurant for an hour and a half. We had a pre-party there where I had name tags for everyone, because through those, let's say I started with 5 people, I said, go and find 10 people each. And it wasn't like that, actually. It was probably more like, if you have 1 or 2 friends, let them know. So I found like 10, 15 people, friends of mine, that liked this concert and they would do the same, right? So we passed the network on. And then I would have drinks, and I got some hats and tambourines and maracas. And then we got the Mexican bus to come and pick us up there. And I tell you what, the pre-party, the bus ride, we wouldn't even have to go to the concert to have the greatest time we ever had. And that's what people kept on saying to me, what a party. And the craziness is that people to this day, this is like 15 years later, they're still talking about those parties. And guess what? This is a party I did 13 years in a row. Every time the Gypsy Kings came in to San Francisco, I did that. And it grew bigger and bigger and bigger. One time I had 8 buses, 400 people. And I set up a pre-party at a very elegant restaurant. I had hats. Even then I involved sponsors. I had this was back in, I think, 2001, when I had 8 buses. And I had an electrical scooter, believe it or not. Those are those things that are popular today in 2026. So anyway, I was ahead of my time. So that being said, you can do so many things with just coming up with a simple concept. But the key thing is to build the right room with the right people and for the right reason and in the right way. And setting up a pre-party, having a bus thing, having everyone dressed the same. That's why I also love theme parties. Like Halloween's my favorite party day of the year. And I did many other different concepts around theme parties. And I did events that I knew I would like. So think about that. When you're going to do your first event, don't go in there blindfolded. Work smart. Learn from what I've done. And I'll walk you hand in hand to make sure that you do the right steps so that you don't fall flat on your face, the first flat face, yeah, whatever you say, on your first event. And especially not when you do your big ones, because there are certain things I learned doing events over the years. They grew from a couple of hundred people to over 5,000 people. One of my big events, I did 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people in elegant buildings or elegant hotels, the most posh hotels you could find in San Francisco. And I created that type of reputation, and clients, I call them clients because they became friends of mine too. But you deal with many people that you actually don't know personally. So you want to make sure that they're connected in somehow. And there's always a connection into my events and my list. And that's how you build it. That's how you get people to market for you. Because trying to do something alone, you got to have a network that trusts you and believes in you. And you're only as good as your last event. That's also something that I also learned. So sorry if this was a little long email. I just wanted to share it with you. I'm out here fishing, and it's a beautiful day. It's great to be alive. It's early in the morning. I got 2 lines going here. No fish on that one yet. Let's check on the other one. Let's see here. I got the lines out here. None of that either. I'm heading over here, where I know it's a good fishing spot. I'll show you. This is Stavern, little white house out there. I'm going over there now because that's a good fishing spot. So anyway, comment below if you want to know anything about how I set up the Gypsy Kings concert, for example. I'll be happy to send you a document so you can learn how to do it yourself as well. I'm here to spread the love, and hopefully we get to connect at some level. So comment King or Kings below, and I'll send you that document. All right, see ya. Bye.